Here we go, everyone. Married at First Sight, UK, Season 9, Episode 6. And we're off on honeymoon with our 4 latest married couples. And that is, of course, Alex and Holly, Polly and Adam, Orson and Richelle, and Sasha and Ross. Now, I have to say, out of all those couples, I do feel like perhaps Polly and Adam have got the strangest location. Now, they're in Italy, up in the mountains. Lovely. I've been up in the mountains in Italy, not where there's snow, but up in the mountains. Very pretty and everything. But all the other couples are in nice, hot locations like the Maldives, Barbados, and all those kind of places. And Polly and Adam are literally walking through snow. So I kind of feel that maybe that would have made their honeymoon slightly tougher in a way, because you can't really sit on a deck chair with your trunks on and relax in the snow. You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. And Adam's already admitting that, you know, on their first night, they got intimate. That's another way of saying they had sex, okay? And Adam already seems to regret it because he feels like he might send out the wrong messages, even though, yeah, that is your wife now. You do understand that, right?
So on the wedding night, it did get a bit intimate. Thinking about it, I realised that maybe I shouldn't have done it just because I don't know where my head's at.
It's all great in the Ross and Sasha camp. He's a very happy guy.
I'm just a happy man. I'm smiling. She makes me smile. I'm attracted to Tessa, yeah. I mean, she's beautiful.
And she is even going to let him into her bed tonight, guys. Yes, the man is going to share a bed with Sasha. Whether they'll actually be intimate, I don't know.
What's this, meant to be another bed?
This is when you're sleeping. I'm 6'2", I'm sleeping on that.
No, you can sleep in this one tonight. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a big switch from only accepting a kiss on the cheek at the wedding to now, like, having Ross in my bed. I got to know him a little bit more at the pool today. I just feel really comfortable around him.
Now we have Orson and Richelle. And I feel like Orson is really putting the work in here, while Richelle is sitting around kind of staring at him, probably wondering what she's done. Even though I think Orson is a very nice guy, I just have a few issues with Richelle. Because when Richelle listens to him, she never kind of comes back with something nice. It's like a corporate response, I'd call it. So Orson opens up to her about how he was heartbroken from his last relationship, and she's very blasé and says, yeah, well, that was 5 years ago, get over it. You know, get over it, just get over it. I don't find it sexy, I don't find it manly, just dust it off.
I try not to go back to that place again, because every time I do, you know, those feelings come back to me. I revisit
When?
like 5 years ago.
If you can't get over being cheated on 5 years ago, what the hell? 5 years? How long 5 years is? It's still lingering, right? Yeah. And any of my previous heartaches, they're so far gone. So do you think that right now that you are sort of protecting yourself because of your previous
Absolutely
heartbreak?
not. I've been so awesome around you.
Orson opening up tonight, telling me about his previous heartbreak. I don't think it's appealing or sexy. I know that he's a sensitive guy now, you know. I'm probably a little bit hardened. I'm older as well. I've had just a little bit more experience. You can dust off heartbreak, you know.
And this is the problem that a lot of men have, I think, sometimes, when they talk about their problems. When they get a response like that, they just assume, well, nobody wants to hear about my problems. The thing is with guys is that as a man, if you can't tell those problems to your wife, who else can you tell them to? Because of all the people who are going to confide in your life, as a man, it's going to be your wife the most, because you're not going to talk to your friends about feelings a lot of the time, and your wife is the first port of call. So I feel like, hopefully, Richelle will soften up a bit, because that's just not on. And then we have Holly and Alex, and Holly berating Alex for falling asleep on the sofa after their long flight. And Alex getting very defensive about the fact that he fell asleep on the sofa. And before you know it, they're effing and blinding. And Alex is being quite confrontational, I think. So yeah, we knew this side of him would come out eventually, didn't we?
If I'm sleeping, that means I'm tired.
You're actually annoying me now, like seriously, what the fuck?
You're annoying me as well.
Right,
so
that's fine. But this is all down to your being inconsiderate, like what the F?
Whatever.
You're in the fucking Maldives and you want
Who
a
the
nap
fuck
on
are
a
you swearing
boat.
at?
Yeah.
Don't swear at me. Don't swear at me.
I'm
That's
swearing at you.
disrespectful.
Just go to our
Listen,
honeymoon. You'd rather nap.
Do not be disrespectful.
Don't speak down to
I'm
them.
I'm telling you,
now,
don't be disrespectful,
don't
and I'm
speak
leaving it
down
at
to
that.
Holly and Alex patch it up, of course, not sure how long it's going to stay patched up. But then we have this reoccurring problem of Orson and Richelle, where Orson has a dance lesson with her and then tells her, I'm getting feels for you, I really like you. And Richelle could not look more uninterested. And the sad thing is that Orson seems to think she is requiting, that she's just as enthusiastic about him as he is about her. But she isn't. I don't really think she's interested in him at all. I think, if anything, I think she finds him quite annoying.
I'm getting the feels. I'm getting the feels.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. I think she actually didn't realise that I was getting the feels that quick. So it maybe caught her off guard. I don't know, but I know she's feeling the same thing that I'm feeling. I'm getting the feels. So, yeah.
I just don't know what to say. For him to declare he has feelings already is a little bit worrying for me. We don't really know each other that well. So I have a little concern that he may not be genuine.
Then we had a really embarrassing moment with Polly and Adam where she decided to give him a massage and the whole thing was an absolute failure. It did nothing. And she's questioning him about the intimacy and whether he can be intimate with her again, and he's umming and ahhing. I mean, I think this man is just lacking enthusiasm for this woman. And I don't know what it's going to take for him to actually get enthusiastic about her again. Because he's admitting how fussy he is. But it's like, a woman's not like a chocolate bar or, you know, your favourite packet of crisps. You know, you can be fussy with crisps and chocolate bars and say, I don't like that, I don't like. But with a human being, you can't, all right? They are who they are. I know they've been put together by experiment, but he needs to lay aside his fussiness, because even if he was to leave this relationship with Polly, if he carries on being fussy, he'll never find anyone, because there will never be anyone good enough for him, if you get my point. And I think Polly's fine for him, but he just can't see that at the moment. What is up with Richelle? I'm really feeling sorry for Orson now. So she is now going off on one, basically saying that he didn't tell her that he was an actor as one of his many jobs that he does, and that because he's an actor, she's now not trusting him because, you know, he could be acting his feelings when he says he has feels and not actually being genuine. It could all be a brilliant, Oscar-worthy, BAFTA-worthy performance. But aside from that, she then goes on to kind of almost tell him off for telling her about his ex and says, you know, I don't need sob stories. I didn't even need to know. And I thought, but that's not the way it works, is it? Because normally in a marriage, you're not supposed to keep secrets. And that's why he told you, because he didn't want to keep secrets from you. You're saying you don't need to know, but the trouble is, if you encourage that sort of behaviour and you say to your husband, don't tell me everything you do, I'm not interested, you know, I don't really care what you've been up to in your spare time, then surely down the line you're encouraging behaviour that you'll later regret, i.e. he'll cheat on you and say, well, I didn't tell you because, you know, you didn't want me to tell you my secrets about, you know, my past or what I'm up to, so I just didn't bother telling you anything. Very strange, but I think she really is not really ready or into this at all, because the way she's treating this man, I just think he looks genuinely hurt now because he's just doesn't know what he's supposed to do. What is he not supposed to tell her? How does he know what information to give her and not to give her if she's going to turn around to him and say, you didn't need to tell me that?
Like, you have feelings, or you're catching feelings in such a short space of time.
Okay.
How? Like, we're still getting to know each other.
Like for me, in that moment, I say how I feel because that's the way how I feel. Mm-hmm. Because I am catching feelings. Mm-hmm. If I didn't want you to know, like, I do acting in my spare time and stuff, I would have never told you. I didn't want to not say anything, and then, what, 3-4 weeks in, you find out and then you're like, also you kept that from me, like, I am here for the right reasons.
So last night, when you brought up again that you had been cheated on, it did make me question how emotionally resilient you are if you can't get over being cheated on 5 years ago. Uh-huh. People are cheated on all the time.
I wanted you to be sure that there's no ex lingering in the background.
I didn't even need to know.
Okay.
I don't want to hear sob stories,
Okay.
you know?
I've been nothing but genuine to Richelle. I've been nothing but sincere. I felt a little bit blindsided.
I think I do have a tendency to be a bit paranoid at times, you know?
Okay.
I'm suspicious of people. My intuition is telling me that he's disingenuous. And my intuition is usually right. Once I've got my back up, I don't even trust what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Polly and Adam continues to be rather a car crash, although things have improved a little bit. They went on this horse riding lesson in the snow, and Adam just gave up. I mean, within a few seconds, he's like, I don't feel safe. And I think, you know what, right? Sometimes, even if you do something on honeymoon or with your wife that you don't enjoy or you may find a bit precarious, you do it anyway for the fun. The worst that could have happened is they weren't even on big horses. He'd have fallen off into the snow. And it would have added more fun to the whole honeymoon if he'd just gone along with it. Because those kind of things can help build camaraderie and, you know, build relationships, you know, and make you rely on each other more. But yeah, after they had the horse riding disaster, which was basically just Polly riding a horse because Adam gave up, she opened up about her ADHD. He seemed a bit more understanding about her feelings. But whether it's enough to actually mean their marriage can continue is another matter altogether.
Has led to them spending their final day apart.
Sadly, it looks like Richelle and Orson are going the way of Charlie and Eva on their honeymoon because Richelle has spent the last couple of nights of their honeymoon away from Orson. Then they meet up later on in the evening to discuss what's been going on, and again Richelle is kind of non-responsive and says to Orson, you haven't asked enough about me, you don't ask enough, you know nothing about me. Which, while it may be true, maybe that's a guy thing. You know, I just don't think guys ask loads of questions all the time. You know, you do get to know information about your wife, of course, but it's gradual. But you don't want everything all at once. I mean, that's a lot to take in, everyone. But anyway, the conversation ends with Richelle just getting up and walking off. We don't even know what Orson said to make her do that. She gets up and walks off and says, you know, this is over. So I can't really see how this is going to work. I think Richelle is just going to disappear. It was never for her. I don't think this was ever for her in the first place. I think she made a big mistake coming into this process. I think she just didn't want to be married at the end of the day, and perhaps she shouldn't be married. Maybe she's a person who just, you know, it's not for her, as they say.
It's okay.
I just want to withdraw. Press the eject button. I think I'm done here, guys.
It might just be for Polly and Adam, because they had a dinner, they were talking about intimacy, and he said some nice things to her. She softened up a bit. He gave her a kiss. She's been looking for kisses and signs of affection. And then at the end of the clip, she's saying she wants him to have sex with her tonight. She's really hoping that happens. And listen, if you're married and your wife wants to have sex with you, I would say probably good to grab that opportunity, because, you know, marriage is an interesting thing in that sense. But anyway, I don't want you to think I'm speaking about my own life. Why would I do that? No, I'm not. Of course I'm not. I'm going to get in such trouble if this video gets seen.
I do like you, and I've got to know you. I've realised how amazing you are and how good of a person you are.
Oh, that was really sweet.
So why is it that's made you so emotional?
I just haven't heard such positive praise from someone or a partner for so long. And the fact that you are, after such a short space of time, is huge, do you know what I mean?
Don't get too excited, but let's have a little last night kiss.
Oh. The fact that Adam's ended the night with a little kiss is really, really lovely, and it means a lot to me, considering that that's all I've asked for all week, was just a little bit more of physical touch and a bit more affirmation. But the fact that that's come from him really means a lot. I mean, yeah, it would be lovely if me and Adam had sex tonight. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It would be really nice. I don't know how else to go about it.
But anyway, so it looks like we are heading for the first dinner party with some couples who are not going to be present, and some surprises. Happy for Sasha and Ross, as it like it went really well. Alex and Holly, looks like it went okay, but I am concerned. There are definitely some red flags with Alex. We all know why, and that's going to surely hit the rocks at some point. But it looks like Polly and Adam might get through, Richelle and Orson not, Sasha and Ross yes, and we shall, as always, see. I'll catch you again tonight, guys, as we watch the first dinner party episode together. Have a lovely day.